in this particular adventure sequence, this is the final adventure in it, Against the Hand of Doom. I've looked at the mission path. It doesn't go anywhere after this. You can pick other routes, and one of them is you try to bring Doom, apparently. I am guessing. Yep, it sure looks like it. Okay, but in this one you're trying to be good. The malevolent sorcerous power of the Hand of Doom threatens to render all your accomplishments obsolete. Against an entity of such terrifying power, your only chance is to trap it forever in the puzzle prison. Cool. I have that. A gateway to some unknown netherworld beyond the void that exists impossibly within a small puzzle of intricate and ancient design. Okay, for the setup, if you were playing to begin with, you'd start at Bertelberg and blah, blah, blah. But we are starting where we are. There's a mission deck of 4 items, one of which is the puzzle prison. We'll get to that. Because the fact that we have it actually makes this scenario really trivial, I think. The Brute Lord starts at Hell Pit, the Serpent Lord at the Maze. Well, the Serpent Lord's already in the game. So, the Slime Lord at Crystal Crater and the Vampire Lord at the Catacombs. I have placed these. Got 2 up here, one down here, and then we got the Serpent who's still there. I pulled an extra epic treasure and shuffled it in with these. Each of these guys starts with one of the 4 epic treasures. The reason there's not the 4th one is I have the puzzle prison. Strangely enough, there's only one that is removed from the campaign game, which is the Crown of Cruelty, which doesn't appear in this sequence. I'm sure it shows up in one of the adventure sequences, possible. If I dispel the Hand of Doom while I have the puzzle prison, I may trap it in the puzzle prison. Do I have to make a roll? I don't know, probably not. So this sounds pretty easy. There are 4 epic monsters. You're supposed to go hunt these guys down, and if you do so, you're able to get the items until you finally are able to get the puzzle prison. And that might be particularly difficult because if the Serpent Lord has it and he's in the maze, that's hard to get to. You have to jump through a void gate. Not everybody's very good at that. I don't have the Void Witch who is particularly good at that. And that's really it for this. Now the question is, well, do I want to make this a little harder? Nah. But if I did, maybe I'd try to throw the puzzle prison under one of those and just say, well, I have the wrong puzzle prison, and try to make it a little tougher that way. As it stands, though, I just have to make my way to the Hand of Doom and go through the dispelling functionality. I think I'm pretty potent, but this is a hard scenario. I wouldn't want to do this one, facing down epic monsters, quite possibly 4 of them, if these were just starting characters. It's kind of I wish the game had more of a scaling for the scenarios. Although, on the other hand, if you get good at it, you might be able to do this. I know that I've improved quite a bit by playing the campaign and failing once. Well, really, we gave up the 2 times that I played, in the sense that one of them, we weren't doing too well. In neither one were we doing too well, but we also weren't really defeated either. It was just a matter of the games just didn't continue. Well, soloing games makes it easier to continue. So I'm going to play this out and try to get there. By the way, one reason for the delay here, I had root canal and some other dental work. First time I've had dental work while I'm not knocked out, because when they did my wisdom teeth, I was knocked out. I want to get a little bit of play in, very, very little, because it's basically my bedtime and I had to get up stupidly early. Well, it's getting on my bedtime, and I got up stupidly early this morning so that I could walk to the dentist and get stuff done. But it was surprisingly painless, although not at all pleasant. All right. Where are we? Well, nobody's injured. We can pretty much head off on our way. And why do I have two of these here? I think one of them's there, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But I couldn't force march, so we just gathered the party here. And we're going to start our way down. Hunting lodge started getting worse. But honestly, we know the end's in sight. I'm going to be moving kind of cautiously. I don't want to get beat up. I want to make it here and do what I got to do to finish this thing off. Surprisingly, we had an encounter at the windmill, which is in the foothills. Very unlikely, but we got a reshuffle the deck card, which that means we're going to be facing 4 monsters, but we also got an encounter there. Everybody made perception tests. Let me read. Chattering whispers echo around this place. Where is that coming from? Did you just hear something call your name in an inhuman voice? Only one person succeeded, which was the sorcerer. The sorcerer rolled a 2 then afterwards, which is the effect. The voices whisper mockingly of memories you thought as well-kept secrets. Each adventure of the past becomes demoralized and suppressed. Well, that's not good. And I don't think he has any benefit for that. There's somebody who has something nice about that. 4 monsters, other than the Terror Tower, none of them are terribly frightening. Well, the Tooth Taker, that's apropos. All right. This is stuff I should be able to handle without much trouble, though. And we're not too badly hurt. He's the only one who took damage. I'm not really all. This sucks. Given the way the prison works and trying to dispel this works, I probably do want to rest, but I want to think about it a little bit. This is a pretty safe place to be resting, so I don't think it's too bad, and I'll reshuffle the deck, but I don't want to face another fight tonight. I'm real tired, so even though that was pretty easy, I just want to take my nap. Got a card that would have raised the Sunken Village, triggered another Hand of Doom problem. That might move the Hand of Doom away from us. Definitely wanted to spend the luck on that. We got 1 more pass left. We got 4 luck between us all. We forced marched, which got us a fatigue marker. Given the way the lowlands are built, with highways running through them everywhere, I think we're going to rest here. We've got a fair amount of penalties accrued, so that seems like a good idea. Nasty reshuffle the deck card, which generates up to 4 monsters. Well, but I got an event on there, a toll, and I can just pay them off with gold, equal to twice their total XP value. They're weak monsters. I could have easily beaten them, but you know what? I don't feel like fighting. I'll pay the toll. And more than that, I mean, I have so much money. I have an alchemist who can start burning goods. More than that, I'm going to start sailing down the river, because the next port from here is down here. You can only go downstream, but that solves some of our problem, right? I can go 2 and 2, take me 3 turns force marching, but here I can come down there. I could conceivably go all the way down here, but this may not be where I want to go, and then it would only take me a 3rd turn that way. From here, 2, 3 turns on a force march to get to the graveyard. That might be a safer, wiser path than going down to the fishmonger camp, which looks kind of scary right now. So that's what we'll do. I was hoping to get this done a little earlier. Jump down here, force marched here. I did pick up 2 guys who are fatigued. He always gets the weakened. I forget to give it to him, but I don't think I've gone into battle without it, and I don't think it really matters. He doesn't use strength for anything at all, so it might affect stripping him of being able to take a lowest strength monster. But we want to rest. Fields isn't terribly bad, and next turn we can force march in there. We'll be going boldly. That might generate more monsters. And we do have 1 problem there already. Maybe we want to sneak in anyway. Maybe the fatigue doesn't matter. Maybe we sneak. At danger level, I don't know how much difference it makes, but we end up, I mean, I guess we could have snuck and gotten a 6, but in this case, We got a 5 because it's a perilous space, right? No, it's not. We can actually try to sneak in. Well, let's see. It'd be great if I don't get another giant monster. These are perception checks. Yeah, we're failing. So that's no good. I don't think anybody gets a penalty for sneaking. So we're going to be looking at an event or an encounter. Okay, we don't read that. And we're going to be getting 4 regular monsters and an epic monster that fits this deck. Okay, indeed we have a bit of a problem. So Serpent Lord's over here. He was in the space. We picked up the Queen of the Rats here, who's going to be rallying. That gets us another monster. Let's make sure we want to do this highest perception. That's got no choice. We're getting a pile of stuff over here. I'm iffy. I could put this over there. Oh, highest perception. No. Let's put that over here too. Give him a little bit more because he's got this first turn bonus with the illusory double. He also has Shockwave, but we really kind of have to kill this, so I don't know if we want to be using that because that's got 2 points of armor. We have Petrify. I don't remember what that does. It's probably... Oh, that's the... You want to fail your perception test, I think. No. You got to make an agility test or you might be stunned. Yeah, I'll take it over here. It's pretty exciting, and we have a lot of time on this video. So why don't I play this fucker out? Agility test. He's got a 7. I don't think he's got anything that's cutting into his agility. It starts getting hard to remember once you get a pile of stuff. Somebody mentioned that. All right, he's fine. Somebody mentioned that to me. Wow, playing with 4 characters solo, that's, there's a lot to keep track of. And there is. And if I miss a few things, sometimes it'll be in my favor, maybe sometimes it won't, and that all works out okay. And when I can correct it easily, I tend to. It's like I play everything. All right. What do we got here? I guess we did the arrival abilities. We did the rally. We got no others. I got to think about who he wants to shoot, because that's his big ability, is the arquebus. And there's one thing out here with 2 armor. Picking that off isn't a bad choice. If I'm not going to shoot at that with the arquebus, I might want to be using my weighted pistol and try to kill this. This is annoying. However, it doesn't summon things except in green and yellow, so it's actually not as dangerous. It'll command, I think, what it is, which is Human Heretic Vermin Witch. I've got a vermin. All right, well, she's already beginning to look like a problem. Not going to be able to get a luck by killing one of those off immediately, and trying to shoot other things seems like a bad idea. So let's see. Let us assault. I only get 1 power die. I don't have an ability that gives me an additional power die against this because I'm going to shoot her with my pistol. Okay, 7 is going to hit, so I do 4 points of damage. Okay. And that's it. Now I can choose either of these. Everybody's got the same perception. I think he's the better choice. I will be doing a guard. And let's see. Do I want a shockwave? I could kill this thing with a shockwave, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to shoot it with my light pistol. That takes 1 armor. Oh no, I want to do the shockwave. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'll get through that armor. Okay, get through a little bit of it. And I'm in guard, which means this is over here. So, no, I don't get through the armor. Shockwave is only the lowest single die. Yeah, I'd have to roll doubles to get a lot. But I do one hit against this. Let's take a look at this. 4 damage is defended against this. I think is fine. Undead. There's something that works against undead, but choose a ghostly counter. Do I have anything ghostly? Wouldn't be unlikely. I'm in the graveyard, right? Okay, so the 4 defense prevents his hurting me. However, this is going to be doing 2 against me, unless my illusory double comes in, which needs a 3 or better. No luck. I'll take the damage. Ooh, venom. That would poison me. I'll take the damage. I'm okay. There might be a time when I really, really need the luck to kill the monster or whatever. I'd rather not choose it just to prevent what really kind of amounts to 4 damage. It's got to be this guy next. And let's see. Well, killing this would be really peachy keen. I'll go in guard state. I need another red die. Let's see what I got. Anything that helps me, I got to worry about this. I get an extra power die. If I roll 6s on the power die, I do extra damage. And I'm going to fire the blunderbuss because I don't have to hit with that. And it's pretty cool. Okay. So that does a 5. My defense at 8 was successful, which means I get these power dice. I didn't roll a 6 on any of my power dice. I don't have any ability to swap things out. Could use this. Yum, yum, yum. I prevent 6 damage from each. That's going to prevent anything, even if the command's in effect. My hit was 5. That hits this. 8, 9. That's enough to kill it. And you can see how potent the party is. Now, how much of this is, fancy stuff? Well, actually, that's the blunderbuss. He started with it. For him, the only thing he's been using here that's a real bonus is the Deadeye shot, having that at exceptional level. The mage, however, has become really, really potent, and that was part of my goal. Get him experiences. He's got a lot of things that he can use. Maybe not so much in combat, but he's been improved in combat with the pistol, with, with his shockwave, with the illusory double. He's much, much better in combat than he started out, and that makes the whole party so much stronger. These guys were already kind of potent combat characters. And, well, he started with the arquebus, which is an every other round fire. Now he's got the weighted pistol that he can shoot off. And he can throw it to someone if need be. Okay, now we're over to Ulrich here. Ulrich the Beast. Yeah, he's not going to be doing that. He'll be defending. And we drop a power die. We only get the extra power die when we're attacking. What are we going to target? This is a dimwit. It's endless. Do we have a witch around? We don't, so it's actually killable. But I'm going to aim at this. I don't know why. It's really not that easy to kill either. Horde of Vermin, it's actually got a +1 attack, so it's worth killing. Okay, so we got a hit. We successfully defended. We defend against 6 plus 2 is like 8, so we're really potent. We defend against everything. The hit is 5 points of damage. Point of armor comes off. That's 4. That's still enough to kill. Too bad I'm not wounded. I whack this thing, and whatever advantages accrued aren't there. Okay, that's one round down. Next round, we have to start with one of these three. We might as well use him. He's got the arquebus. I think it's time to start plinking on the Serpent Lord, and we will be an assault again. The way I keep track of whose turn it is, I move that counter back and forth each time, in case for some reason you were wondering about that. I could do the find weakness if I make a perception test. That would take away my attack. Because that's my combat action. That's painful. It would increase the damage against it from everyone, but not many people are attacking it right now. Well, let's wait. We might use it on a reload turn. I'm not really worried about the luck anymore. Okay, I get a hit, and all I get is a 3 damage on it. I get to ignore the armor, though, which is helpful. Who's next? Who's next? It doesn't really matter. We'll go with the wizard. We did not like the effect of the shockwave. I didn't think that did too well. We'll guard. And I think we're best off hitting this undead goblin now. Yeah, I don't really want to blind people. I think we're doing fine. I got the trank darts. That's hard to get to work. Okay. I don't know why you'd shoot that at anything. They really suck. So at the gravekeeper here, okay, my defense is not quite good enough. This is a problem. I will probably blow a luck on that because that's a lot of damage I'm going to be taking. Because I can only prevent 1 point of it total. The hit is going to work. Okay, so let's spend my 1 luck on this. And that's a lot better. So now I can prevent 4 points from each guy. He does 2 to me, that means. And I'm already poisoned, so nothing further happens. The attack was doing 4 points, ignore 1 armor. That's enough to kill this. Okay. Over here. My blunderbuss is used up. Nobody can throw me anything. It would have been nice if you'd thrown me the pistol. That would have been a better weapon. But I'm using an agility with melee. I think I have to guard in order to fight. And what do we want to kill? This drain worries me. That sounds nasty. I know this is up in strength, though. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay. I dodge all the damage. That's good enough for me. I'm not going to burn a luck on trying to hit with a 6 at this point. So we go over to him. Oh, I forgot to roll his damage, but he wouldn't have been able to exceed what was going on there. Yeah, I'm going to guard. I'm not sure that's the wisest thing. And I do not want to provoke because I can't kill it this round. I could provoke and pull some other monster onto me. Okay. So I hit, and that's for 4. Oops. And I prevent all damage. I want to make sure the Hand of Doom isn't doing something here. I think it isn't doing anything that really affects things, but I'm starting to get nervous now. I did forget something. I'm supposed to draw one of these instead of the adventure card. The Elder Sign. Place a void gate in the Hand of Doom space and roll a d6 to Subtract the number of adventures in the space. Okay, so there might be more monsters that were supposed to be here. I got a 0 or less, so there should be 2 more monsters here. I'm going to just add them now. I know, kind of cheating, but lowest con. It's got to be over here. Is this terribly bad? I don't know. You know, again, these are errors that can happen. That means this never came out. Oops. But that's all that this does. A couple more monsters, I'm sure we could have handled that. I'm not even being very careful in terms of like looking at what equipment I had, what I could do. I think I'm just following my base patterns, although this is the big fight of the game. You know, kind of thought that the different scenarios would all weave together and I'd get the establish a base eventually and get all kinds of different options before I ended up flinging to this one. Maybe I followed the happiest path or whatever. I'm glad if that's the case, or the level seems about right to get you to this final adventure that's kind of hard at this point, because the campaign was really kind of getting, I thought this last one, the Blight one, that could have been kind of impressive, but only if bad things got triggered. And this one, you know, I lucked out. This one could have been rough if I had to hunt those monsters down to get that puzzle prison. I've been playing enough though. Anyway, let's get around to the next round. I am going to try to find weakness on the Serpent Lord. We want to finish that thing off. And I really wish I had another action, because I would reload my blunderbuss, or my arquebus. And that means I had to do this on guard mode. Might as well go here. I will keep shooting that evil. Oh, this is Necro. That's nasty, but who cares? We're done with the campaign. Yeah, I know. So we'll continue guarding, and I will shoot my regular pistol at that thing. Hope we didn't have a revival ability that I'm not paying attention to on the other critter. Hey, they showed up as reinforcements. It's no big deal. All right, we hit but not hard, and we failed to defend, and we don't have any luck anymore. This is not good. Okay. The hit only does 2, plus 1 because of the find weakness. And I am allowed to apply this to one of these attacks. It doesn't really matter which, because I am going to take 8 points of damage, which is enough to knock him out. That means these are going to get reassigned in the next round. This is how you get killed. You start losing characters. And nobody else can spend the luck for him. Hey, this could end up in a failure. Okay. Over to him. Well, I think we want to kill the ghoul if we can this time. I have counter. I get. You have to be facing more than one monster. That's interesting. I didn't read that carefully. But he gets an extra power die. Okay. I hit and I defend. I don't do any piercing damage. So the defense is a 4. That prevents both of these from hurting me. We don't still have the command of vermin around. And the hit is doing 6. I was doing it to this one. No armor reduction, but it's enough to kill it. We go up here. What's this thing? Oh, I did have a roll. Fear shit. Morale tests. Okay. He did not have the bonus against that. Thought I bought it. He's fine, but other people might have had problems. He's fine. This is morale. He's fine. And he's fine. Okay, so that fear had no effect. Good, because otherwise I would have been unhappy. Still no witch out here. So we'll continue doing the guard. And I guess we'll continue pounding on the corpse golem because that's why. Psychic wire, did that do something? Maybe. Alright, I missed my attack. Terrible. I make my defense. I take no damage. I'm not going to blow luck on this, I don't think. But I am down a character. Now I've got to reassign. This goes to the highest perception. There's only one highest perception left. And that's my robber. And I gotta create a little bit more space up here. Get all these cards in one place. Okay. And this one is lowest con. That gives me a few choices. I would rather give it over here, leaving him free to act. Okay. Do I need that 2-point armor penetration? Yeah, kind of, but now the find weakness is there. I could get lucky and roll a 6. Sure. Or do I realize? Yeah, I think we need to try to blow that thing away. So we go into assault mode. Now, if I went in with the melee attack, I would get an extra power die instead. But I wouldn't get rid of armor. Hold on. Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, okay. We're going in with the sword. So there we need a 7 instead of an 8 to attack with. But we do +1 damage additional and ignore a point of armor, which I think is about as good as we can get. We get a hit in. We don't get this bonus, but and that gives us, let me think, 3 + 1 is 4, + 1 is 5. Ignoring one point of armor means 4 more damage. And we didn't kill it yet, but okay. Let's put that aside. He's not dead. If they survive the battle, he comes back and has to recover, which may be impossible there unless somebody can like feed him some magic stuff. He can eat it himself if he's alone, so don't worry about that. Okay, so over here, well, this is our problem. We don't have a really good solution for it. So guarding again, and I only get 1 die. Oh, I'm being targeted by 2 monsters. I get 2 dice in the counter mode. Okay, I do not hit, but boy do I defend. Alright, so I do 2 piercing damage to each of these, killing that, and I also defend against all the damage that they do. That's pretty good. He gets his find weakness back. Sometimes it's hard to be able to keep track of whose card something was. I will keep the treasure here under the Serpent Lord. And we go, I hope that's an epic lead, yeah. We go up to him, and he also will continue guarding. And roll against that dimwit. Can I kill it? I could. Why don't I provoke it? Just so I can get more luck if I succeed. No, that's not going to happen. Alright, so I succeed in my defense. No, I fail in my defense, which means I can prevent 2 from 1. That's not good. The reason I fail in my defense is this agility penalty that I'm looking at. That's the weakness of the breastplate. I will be hitting that thing for 2 points of damage, though. And let's see. Do I want to blow a luck? This is going to be doing 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. Oh, there's 2 off from here. So I can prevent 6. So I'm going to be taking 5 points of damage. I'm going to eat that because the drain here, I think, doesn't hurt me. At the end of each combat, the monster regenerates if it hit you. Well, he doesn't have any wounds on him. There's a reason I'm schwacking him. To another round. I seem to have gotten these guys kind of out of whack, but okay. Well, the big guy's gone. There's no armor anywhere. Anything? So these guys have 2 experience. I get a bonus point of damage from that. I don't have my find weakness in play anymore. Is the bonus point of damage better or worse than my Deadeye shot? I'm going to go schwack him with a sword. I honestly don't know. But this gets me an additional die from that, which I don't know that I put in last time. I get a hit. My dice are big, which means I'll be doing 6, 7 points of damage. That's plenty. So I kill the ghoul up here. Okay. That frees him up to go into assault stance. His counter ability was negated anyway because there's only 1 critter on me. He gets an advantage for killing that. So I'm gonna, but I get the advantage if I kill it of wiping it out. I'm gonna attack it. I'm not too worried about any of this with my fancy saber. And I get a hit for 5 points of damage. 5 and 6 is 11. Gets rid of his provoke. Look like more. Yep. Nope. Give me that back. Let's roll some green dice here. He would be in guard in this case. I didn't notice I had this piece of shit in my way. Oh, gosh. We would have shot that, wouldn't we? Yeah, it got piled into the mess. Let me rethink what I'm doing. Certainly would have been in guard mode. Would I use the saber? Would I reload? I don't know. I'd probably reload. So let's do that. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to do shit against this thing. I get a successful defense. I prevent 5 of the 6 damage, but that's it. Which means I take a point of damage and I get necroed for an experience point. No. Okay. Now we're up to him. And he's in guard as well. And he'll try to kill the corpse golem, who is still provoked. That's going to kill him. That's not going to defend. I can defend 5 from each, though. So I take 1 point of damage. I'll eat that. I kill this. Get the provoke back. And I believe I get a morale check. Which normally would be good enough, but I'm using the black sword. However, I just killed something with the black sword. So I get blood equal to his experience point value, which is 2 back. And I become invigorated. I think that's the bonus strength, but I don't know. I have to find out indeed what it is, which is a real bonus for him. Okay, now we go back to the top of the order. Yeah, if we known we had had that. I'm reloading the arquebus, I guess. He's gonna dance around and dodge. I might as well roll an attack too. Do I want to roll the blunderbuss? Might as well. Okay. Blunderbuss is automatically a hit. It does 4 minus 3 is 1. Unless this shot does something. Undead lycanthropes. Nope. Okay. And I defend 4, which means I'm taking 2 hits, and I would be being necroed for those. This isn't good, but he was hiding. He's really sneaky. He took a while to come up on us, and then he hid. And I guess I'll continue guarding here. I'll drop the provoke there. I could provoke that monster, get it off him. He could throw a gun over. Yep. Let's just leave this alone. I don't want that thing on me. I miss big time. I am not able to block, but since I was in guard mode, I can block the actual damage. That's good enough. Wise, I don't know. Okay. Over here. He charged up his arquebus. He's got to use that against the knight. 7 hits. I do 5 minus 1 is 4 points of damage. Painful to fight that thing. Okay. Let's go over here. He's in guard status again. The blunderbuss was fired for whatever that mattered. Right? I think so. I don't. Yeah. Each undead in your space with remaining hit points equal to or less than a magic test or morale test becomes dazed. That's a combat action. We got both critters we're facing are undead. Dazed is pretty good if I recall correctly, but I have to look it up because it's not on the back of there. Dazed would pretty much make these things unable to hurt. So I'm going to throw the ghost flute over to him, and he's going to use that. And I'm going to take my attack. Okay. 8 is a successful hit with agility. 5 is a successful defense. I can prevent 4, which means I still take 2 wounds. Ouch, ouch. But I do 4. His armor. We're getting there. He's dead. We got there. Well, he's like, geez, do I really want to use this stupid flute? He'll be using a morale test, and he can do this in guard status. I hope I killed all the monsters, like there aren't any sneaking around. I made my morale test. I made my defense check. I defend 5. With the armor, I'm safe. He gets a dazed marker. That means his attacks are going to be halved from now on. So he's only attacking with 3. That can barely penetrate the armor. I feel great. Okay. Back around for another round. I forgot to mark the arquebus. This thing has no armor. It's not... I think I'll just wade in with my sword, because I get an extra die with the sword and I get extra damage. He really shouldn't even have the pistol. He'll throw the pistol over to him. However, with the sword, I need to use strength, and I miss, which is just terrible. I'm not able to swap out a power die. For him, might as well assault, and I'll use that pistol against the remaining thing. I hit and do 6, which is pretty potent. And you can see it's over. This doesn't go away. And now, screw it, we're on offense. We get an extra power die. We still roll defense dice. I hit, I do big damage, and I defend easily, and we kill this. All right, well, that's everything. I get a luck check. And remember, my morale's higher now. No, my strength's higher now. My luck check succeeded, so I get this. That's the end of the battle. Now, I'm going to be checking loot. Now, one of the things, the Serpent Lord, wherever that is, this is dead, but doesn't give any loot advantages, because he was knocked out. The Serpent Lord over here, his loot is automatic. It's the Doombringer Horn. Make a magic test. If you pass, increase the danger level in your space by an amount equal to your lowest single die. If the danger level is already 6 or would be increased beyond 6, advance the Doom track. Whether you pass or fail, increase the bounty level if you're in a law space. Well, why would you want to do that? Quite simply, there is a situation where you're trying to bring the Hand of Doom, to take control, and you might want to be bonusing it in that if you take the evil path. And that, I assume these danger markers become a lot less of a problem for you. You might be able to win the game by pumping that up. I'm not sure. I thought, I had the feeling you had to do something else, but I think you have to blow that at least once. For this, we'll get to it in a moment, but I'm going to roll up and collect my magic and experience and all that and see what happens. Okay, well, that was the one that was sitting here. The other epic loot we pulled is these gloves of metal, which are pretty potent. They can carry an extra heavy item. I don't know if that's vital right now, but I did just pick up another heavy item, and he's going to have to hand that to someone else. Here, hold this. The gloves of metal are probably going to go in his hands. This hunting hook requires agility and strength of 7. And if you inflict wounds on the monster this round, it loses evade, pursue, and skirmish. I'll give it to him. What the hell? He did good, The final thing we have to deal with is the hand itself. Well, we could be trying to dispel the void gate, but so in order to deal with the hand, you do a dispel action. Well, there's a problem. Our mage is knocked out. So we have to do magic tests in order for this to work. Well, he's got a 7. We have to do, I believe, 6 wounds to knock it out. That's not a great magic test. I am going to blow a luck. That's a better one. So there, I got 3 of the wounds. He's going to do a magic test. These guys are only 6s. Not a great magic test. I still have a luck left. Oh, he just took like 6 wounds, piercing damage. The other guy took 3. Right. Let's see. Equal to your lowest single die score. Sorry, he took 1 and he took 2. That's too bad. Okay, well, one more shot Now, of course, those wounds stay, but we got to stick around in this horrid space. And two. Two's not good enough. Three is just right. Okay, we dispelled the Hand of Doom. From what I understand of the scenario, he automatically goes into the puzzle prison. Unfortunately, he's legitimately here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a magic test for him. I know he's knocked out and whatever. That just means he can't participate in combat. He is able to participate in other effects, like to heal himself using Mend Wounds during a rest action. He succeeds in the magic test with XP. Oh, I have no idea what the XP of this is. Whatever. Anyway, all you were supposed to do was dispel it while you have the puzzle prison in the same space, and that gets rid of it. And then you go to the AI1 section, which I hit somewhere. Oh, it's really not too exciting. You know, what do you want? The game comes with lots of books if you want to read their if you want to read their prose. But the mission path, as the intricate twisting pieces of the puzzle prison turn and bend, so does the fabric of space and time. The Hand of Doom vanishes, trapped within the infinite reflections of the mirrored surface of the puzzle. So, at last you have rid the borderlands of the Hand's evil presence. You bask in glory as the necromancer plots revenge. You are victorious for now. I am not going to do this with additional scenarios on video. I'm also not right away wanting to do additional scenarios, but yeah, I probably will try to play out some of the others. In this particular case, the biggest thing we saw was really had to do with the selection of the initial party. 4 characters, much more powerful than than 2 even. I haven't tested it in 1. And also by selecting specific characters, being careful, you know. I took a tank. I took 2 really good combat characters who wouldn't necessarily attract monsters, and then I took a mage. I feel like that is just about the perfect setup in terms of what you can arrange for your initial characters. And then I targeted out of those with one caveat. The caveat was I didn't use things that I had seen before. I targeted within those guys who could get their luck easily. There are other characters who can get luck easily, but there are a lot of characters who have a harder time getting luck. This guy's is not trivial, but he turned out doing pretty well because the way I set him up to take on a lot of monsters, get a decent amount of experience. It felt a little easy doing it that way. It also felt pretty easy once I started rolling. Early on, I had some feelings that maybe it was all over. You know, maybe I wasn't going to make it. Past, you know, even through the first adventure, I might get killed. Your luck is something that you have to rely on. Sometimes, not just the counter, but the luck of the dice. Sometimes you'll just get screwed. Sometimes you'll get tremendously lucky, like having the puzzle prison on hand when I find out that's what I need to win the game. It wasn't removed from the deck or anything like that. The ones that are, geez, I'm not sure why they were removed. I'm not sure, you know, what path it was necessary to say you can't have that. It may be that you just had to get that thing and go someplace, like you make yourself king of the area or something. And I don't know, whatever. In addition to, I know there are at least 3 paths going through the main game. There may be more. There may be sub-paths that you can take. You know, for example, at the bird, I could have made the choice to go evil or good. From there, I didn't really have a choice after that, right? But at other places, I think there are other goals that you can explore. You don't necessarily have to try to destroy the Hand of Doom. You can win the campaign, I think, in other ways. I'm not sure. Well, obviously, you can win the campaign. Obviously, you can try to end the campaign by helping the Hand of Doom. That may not win in any good way. I don't know. But then in addition to that, there's these two little books that were kind of cheap, $10 each, not ridiculously cheap, but come with their own series of adventures inside of them. I don't know if they work with all. I don't know if those adventures require that you buy the big expansions. There's also another expansion on Kickstarter, and I think the game's being re-kickstarted. I'm not sure. There are still copies at my local game store, and I know that there are still ones online. So you can certainly get the base game fairly easily. You may be able to get it cheaper by going through the Kickstarter process. Maybe they're throwing in additional copies through the Kickstarter. And I'm seriously considering... I hate kickstarting, so I probably will end up buying the expansion, but I probably won't kickstart it. It's another boxed game that may add another map. I haven't really looked at it too carefully. I'm not big on Kickstarter type things, but the main reason is I spend my money and then I wait a long time and I worry about my money for that long time. I've done one Kickstarter and two Kickstarters and something that was kind of close to one. And every single one of them made me kind of nervous. Yeah, the one that I did that was sort of close to was the War Cults over here. And I still haven't gotten around to playing that. I loved Cave Evil, and I want to be able to play the two together. I'm sure my wife and I will break that out at some point, but it's been a couple of years. That, I was like, I was told, we'll send you a copy. I want to make sure you guys get it, because basically it was if we get enough orders, we'll do this. If we don't, we won't. I don't remember how the billing worked, etc., but it wasn't handled through something like Kickstarter. I think they did it all on their own, which is a little different. The main reason that I feel better about it is simply, those guys were really cool to me all along, so... I felt like I had to at least buy one of their games since I knew I wanted that one. All right. Anyway, I'll come back with a review. I don't know when. Maybe tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But definitely giving it a thumbs up so far. I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed it at the game store with the other guys when I didn't have to deal with all the rules things. And I really enjoyed it here. I probably enjoyed it more at the game store just because of the ha ha ha, you're poison type thing. Unlike some games, I don't know, somehow these kind of games always make me more amused by other people's misfortune, and especially when they're kind of co-op like this. And they also make me more evil, maybe, like, let's stake the guy out by the tree and get him killed. That kind of thing. I don't feel like I have the same restraints or constraints on me that like I would in a true role-playing game, where I feel like I can kind of make the characters comical because they're being handed to me, and then and make them caricatures, and then I don't know, it's just more fun. But then having to play with my wife, where I was the one who was doing all the roles for it, just like I did here. I get cranky in those kind of situations, but she also wasn't as impressed with it as I was. So, the overall experience was just so much down. I was worried I was going to hate it solo and just be like, well, it's a great game if I don't have to do all the bookkeeping and looking things up. But no, I had a hell of a lot of fun here with this. And I know that doesn't really matter. Tastes are tastes, which is why I'll try to do a review type thing that goes beyond my tastes.